Are you eager to unlock the power within yourself? Are you eager to unlock the power of authenticity and be known as self-aware, as self-awareness is lacked in today's society? Well, welcome to today's episode of self-awareness and how we can alter our self-awareness into being more self-aware. And if we're not self-aware, we're going to talk about how you can be self-aware in this episode. Let's dive right in. Hello, guys. My name is Jeremiah Foster, your host at the True Authentics podcast. In today's episode, we're here to talk about self-awareness. And here in True Authentics podcast, we explore the journey of inspiring authenticity, empowering you to embrace your true self and embark on a transformative path of personal growth. Today's episode, we're here to talk about self-awareness and how self-awareness is really lacking in today's society, and how gaining self-awareness can really put you on a pedestal, a step ahead of everybody in today's society. As we dive deep into just being ourselves, being our authentic self, we often struggle with still being self-aware. And doing research about self-awareness, I have learned that only 10 to 15% of people use self-awareness. And it's really crazy because most people who think they're self-aware are not really self-aware. Even myself, even though as self-aware I may be, I know I can be more self-aware. There's always room to grow. So there's always, just like having a transformative journey in life, there's always steps of self-awareness. There's always a ongoing step of self-awareness. It's unlimited step. I'm sorry, unlimited step of self-awareness, and it's often really looked down upon in today's society. And it's really sad because self-awareness really puts us in that pedestal of just being who we are, being ourselves, just put us in our own lane of I'm aware of who I am and I'm aware of where I am. And self-awareness really comes within internally and externally. That's what we're going to talk about first, because I know you're asking yourself, so what, how can I be more self-aware? And there's two different kinds of self-awareness, internally and externally. Internally is your passions, your values, your goals, your how you react, how you just your inner internally. External, I'm sorry, I blanked out. External self-awareness is literally your environment, who you're around, what's going on around you. So we have to, and how others perceive you as well. I'm sorry. So we have to recognize and understand that self-awareness is really actually very important, very underestimated, because if we're more self-aware, we will have more possibilities. We will have more possibilities, more opportunities, and we will have the chance to actually just live our life the best we can, because being self-aware, it's not for everybody else, it's for you mainly. And knowing it internally and externally, being self-aware will really, you will really have a better life. It will really change your life. It has changed my life for myself, as I can speak. And when I'll talk about me being self-aware, I can give you a backstory on how I really wasn't self-aware until now. And there's plenty of stories really where I wasn't self-aware. I could put one, for example, relationships where you guys may not be self-aware as well. And with me, when my past relationship, me not being self-aware, I was really what is it, a pleaser. I really like to please people. I did like to please people. I like to make others happy despite how they make me feel and what they put me through. So my self-awareness really wasn't aligned with who I was and who I wanted to be. However, I wanted to be happy, and my awareness of being happy is pleasing everybody else, and being in an environment where I am shaped into just being stagnant. Basically, my environment of me growing was limited because of where I was. So not being self-aware of that, not being aware of what I'm doing, where I'm at, who I'm with, and how it's affecting my life, it hurt me. It really did hurt me. And it just trying to hang on and not really being aware of what's going on. And when I say self-aware, what's going on, like my passions, my goals, my values, I didn't know my values. I didn't know where my values went because I was so focused on everybody else. I was so focused on outside of me. I didn't realize that in order to be happy, it works inside. In order to be self-aware, it works inside. And really just being self-aware, it just really helps. It really does. And just me speaking from personal perspective, and I believe this is maybe the only podcast I will speak on my personal perspective on being self-aware. However, I did do some research on self-awareness, and I did like what I saw, and I'm going to spill a little bit of that in this podcast. I'll send a link below attached to this podcast on YouTube and on my podcast channel. However, as I was saying, just going in within, just being self-aware, being yourself, because self-awareness is really just being who you are and just knowing who you are, really just knowing who you are, knowing what's best for you, and not only what's best for you, but what's best for other people as well, in a sense of a way of how you make them feel. Me, 2 years ago, I would really just not I would really have this type of temper, type of language outside of my environment and just not really care. I didn't really care. And just having that non self awareness of what I'm saying out of my mouth, what I'm doing, and where I'm at in my environment, it was really hurting me. It was really hindering me in a way of me hurting myself, me just getting upset at the little things, at the wrong people, because other people got me that way, and I'm just taking on other people. So just not really being aware of who were my people and who was I deeply, and that can really hurt an individual, especially a genuine individual, because it really sucks. It does suck because it it hurts to give your all and you're still being belittled. And it hurts to be in an environment where you want to be in, and however that environment that you're in, you're still belittled. And it just hurts. And in order to be self-aware, in order to be aware of where we are in life, in order to be aware of who we are in life and what we want to do, we have to recognize who we are. We have to take a step back and realize that this is who I am. This is my passions, this is my goals, these are my values, these are my boundaries, this is what I go for in life. We have to be aware of who we are, what's our purpose, and our passion. Not necessarily our purpose, because we will find our purpose once we're self-aware. Trust me, we will, because I did. Once I found out I was self-aware, I found my purpose. So just being self-aware, just being on the right track, because it really starts with being on the right track. The first step of starting something new is being aware, being self-aware. And to really be self-aware, it's really a big deal, and people don't make it a big deal, but it's a big deal because a lot of people do things without knowing, without really being self-aware of they're doing these things. And it's kind of scary because we don't want to surround ourselves with those type of people. I surrounded myself with those type of people, and I was one of those type of people who wasn't self-aware of who I'm hurting, even while hurting myself, and just the values that I had, and just the outside world of how I looked at the world, and how I felt like the world looked at me. I wasn't really aware of not only myself, but the environment that I was in, and how to really thrive in my own authentic way. So just being self-aware is really important, and I feel like it's really looked down upon because in today's society, we all want to follow trends. We all just want to follow people and hop on the next wave. When we're self-aware, being different, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different story, because being self-aware is something totally different. Totally different. Like, it's really putting you on that pedestal of being a higher step than everybody else, because this society is really it's not self-aware at all. They're not aware of what they're doing, who they're affecting, what they're affecting internally, because they're focused on it externally. So we need to understand that being self-aware really starts with internally, and what we think and see and do internally is what happens to us externally. It really is. So just being self-aware of changing your perspective, being self-aware of just having an opening mind, have an opportunist mind of learning new things. Just being self-aware, be open and just understand who you are, what's your purpose. And I know it's hard to be self-aware. I know it's really hard to understand who we are and our values and what we go for. It took me some time to be self-aware, and it took me, actually, my whole environment, my whole life crashed before I knew what was going on with who I was, where I was, and what I was doing. My whole life crashed, and it's okay to have that life crash on you, because at the end of the day, life is going to keep going. I'm still here. 3 years, 4 years later, I'm still here in a better position. I'm in a better position because I am self-aware of who I am. I'm self-aware of my values. I'm self-aware of my environment. I'm self-aware of who I'm around. I'm self-aware of when I step out in public, what to say, what not to say, what's the right things to say, because not only am I a black, intelligent man, but I'm a black man. And I have to be self-aware of my environment and what I'm doing in life because it can go a long way. It will go a long way. And that's just what it is, honestly. So just being self-aware, putting yourself on that pedestal. I'm gonna keep saying it. Put yourself on that pedestal of being self-aware because it will really put you on that higher level than anybody else is at this moment. Because this society is not self-aware at all. It's not. And I don't want to blame the society for not being self-aware. People, we just we just need a path, a direction of who we are. We need to be encouraged of who we are. And this is what I'm doing today, just to encourage you guys to just be self-aware of who you are, be self-aware of your purpose, your passions. And I keep saying it like a broken record player because it's so true. Like, just really be yourself, bruh, and understand that the values and the beliefs and what you bring to the table, once you realize who you are, and the opportunities will open doors like like cakework. The opportunity will open doors like crazy because self-awareness is really rare. It really is. 10 to 15% of the world is self-aware, really. And only 13% of your brain is you're only using 30% of your brain. So it's like every day. Every day. When I looked at that, I'm like, I'm only using 30% of my brain every day. Every day. So it's just crazy how being self-aware is really a power. It's a power. It's a superpower that nobody else can take away from you because you're self-aware, bro. Nobody can take away that from you because you know who you are. You know your environment. You know what you want and what you don't want in life. You know that. You know that. So how can we be self-aware if we're not? Or how can we better ourselves for being self-aware? I would say mainly just take time to reflect. Take time to just look at the mirror, look at yourself, and be like, okay, take that deep breath. Look at yourself. Look at who you are. Look at deep down your values, your passions, your goals, what you want to do, what do you like, your beliefs. Just take time to reflect on who you are, and you will be more self-aware on who you are and what you're doing in this world and what you do and do not want. Next is practice openness. Practice openness. Openness is opportunity. For example, what helped me being self-aware was my sister is interested in, she's very heavily interested in zodiac and astrology, and I was open enough to just try to understand more. If what she's telling me is actually telling me more about myself, I'm gonna want to know more about myself. Even though in society everybody say, oh, zodiac sign, oh, I'm tired of hearing zodiac, girl, all these zodiac, when it's deeply that when you put openness into your mind, it just creates a whole different opportunities, a whole different door for yourself. So when I open my mind to the astrology and zodiacs, and when I actually did my own searching of that, I found my own beliefs, I found my own values and paths of that aspect, and it really helped me to become who I am today. And now who I am today, but who I also will become in the future, because I keep using that um using that thing. I keep using the tools that my sister gave me to be more self-aware of who I am. And if she didn't give me those tools to help me be more self-aware of who I am, I strongly believe I would not be in the position that I am today. I strongly believe that I would not be the person that I am today. So just having that openness of new opportunities, because it will open so many more doors for you guys. So just be self-aware that openness is one of the best things. It's one of the best things. Another thing you can do is lead with your values. What do you value? What values you? And I feel like once you know what values you, you will find things to do and not to do. So lead with your values. Lead with just understanding your values and your beliefs. And once you do that, it's just a whole nother step of just leveling up. And you'll exactly find what you want to do in life. You'll find what you want and what you don't want in your life. And lastly, I would say, for being more self-aware, is keep a journal. Keep a journal with you. I got a journal with me right here. I do. And I write in it. And I really just write what I do during the day and what could I do better, what can I do more of, and just having that self-awareness of what I can do more of, just being better. It helps out, You're literally just writing your day on paper and just analyzing it and trying to understand, what can I do to make me better? What can I do to have a better day overall? So just keeping a journal with you, just having that journal with you, even if you just bring it to work with you, you bring it you keep it at home, you bring it while you go to the playground, you watching your kids, just bring that journal with you to write down your thoughts, your goals, your values, and that will help you be more self-aware, because once you write down your thoughts, it will tick. So just recognize your values, recognize your passions, be open, okay? Be open and just take time to reflect. Always take time to reflect. I still take time to this day to reflect on the things that I've done and just the things in my life and who I am. So just always take time to reflect. Always do, because being self-aware is very rare, guys. It's very rare in this society. And I want you guys to be rare. I want you guys to be different. I want you guys to succeed. I want you guys to be happy in life. And it starts with self awareness. Changing starts with self awareness. Changing your whole life starts with self awareness. So let's be self aware together. Let's change our life together. Let's find our values together. Let's reach our goals together. Let's open new opportunities through the door together. Because at the end of the day, we only got each other. So just be more self aware. Y'all have a nice day. I really do enjoy making these podcasts with you guys. Or I really do enjoy making these podcasts. My third episode of podcast, and I really do enjoy it. And just being here just excites me. Just being on the camera, being on audio just excites me, because I'm doing what I love, and just being self-aware of what I'm doing and who I am and the purpose I'm trying to fulfill. It excites me. It's a little win. This video posting is a little win. So I really appreciate y'all. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new. Just leave a nice little comment if you would like. Ask any questions. If you have any tips for me, if you want me to talk about anything, just put a comment down below. Share with one of your friends. Share on the podcast. Share on YouTube. Share with your friends. Post it on social media. Do whatever you got to do to get this word out, because I really feel like being self-aware is really one of the most important things in your life. So y'all have a good day. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.